Good day, I'm Andrea Chisholm and this is your JIS News for Wednesday, September 10. The body of the late Agriculture Minister Roger Clarke arrived in the island Wednesday afternoon from the United States, where he died on August 28. Family members and a team of cabinet ministers led by Prime Minister Portia Simpson-Miller were at the Norman Manley International Airport to meet the body. The official funeral is scheduled for Saturday, September 13 at the St. George's Church in Savlamar, Westmoreland. Before then, 3 venues have been designated for public viewing of the late Agriculture Minister's body. In Kingston, persons can do so on Thursday at the People's National Party headquarters between the hours of 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. The body will then move on to the Sharon Baptist Church in Santa Cruz, St. Elizabeth and the Manning School in Westmoreland on Friday. A wake will also be held on Friday at the Independence Park in Savlamar. In the meantime, Prime Minister Portia Simpson-Miller led Parliament in paying tribute to her late cabinet minister on Tuesday. She described him as an active and lively member of the Parliament since he first entered the House of Representatives in 1991.
A representative of the people who was as sincere as he was humble. A minister of government par excellence and a one-of-a-kind politician.
I will always refer to him as honorable because in his words and deeds, he was just that, an honorable man, a humble man, a gentleman and a true son of the soil.
But most of all, he will be remembered as a man with a huge heart and one who never feared to share all the love and kindness that heart gave him.
Tributes also came from the Leader of the Opposition, Andrew Holness, and other opposition members who remembered him as someone who could establish friendships beyond party lines and who was always able to find the humor in a situation.
Roger is the most affable politician that I know. We could always look to him for the injection of humor when things got a little heated in the House.
And he was quick to laugh at himself. In laughing at himself, he didn't hold a grudge. Because I remember, Mr. Speaker, in the 2007 elections, I might have been guilty for a moment of a little bit of youthful exuberance. And I promptly went on a platform and proclaimed that he was big and so-so. When the government changed and we had swearing in, I saw Roger outside there. I said, "Big Rog, how are you, my friend?" He said, "Man, sadly, I'm not there big and so same way."
In other news, the residents in and around Falmouth are to benefit tremendously from improvements to the healthcare infrastructure in the town. While touring facilities in the town recently, State Minister with responsibility for primary healthcare, Luther Buchanan, said construction on the operating theatre at the Falmouth General Hospital was moving full speed ahead.
Work is currently underway and is expected to be completed early September. There and then, we should be able to commission the use of the new theatre here at the Falmouth Hospital to serve our clients in a more modern and high-tech operating theatre.
A communication system is being installed at a cost of $21.9 million, while $15.3 million is being spent on the air-conditioned system. Elsewhere, the Ulster Spring Health Centre's sewerage treatment plant and the dental unit should both be upgraded by December. $31 million is also being spent to refurbish the Falmouth Health Department under the Sugar Transformation Project. The Jamaica Urban Transit Company JUTC and the Heart Trust NTA have partnered to launch a heavy-duty vehicle repair training program to produce high-level technicians and mechanics. Under the partnership, auto mechanics will be trained by the Heart Trust NTA's Jamaican-German Automotive School JIS to rehabilitate defunct buses owned by the JUTC. The first cohort of 25 trainees includes 5 JUTC workers and 20 Heart NTA students.
This is going to make you a more highly skilled professional, highly skilled and certified at world standards.
The two entities are spending a combined $284 million to establish a world-class heavy-duty vehicle repair and training facility at JUTC's Lyndhurst Road depot.
At JIS, where most of the training sessions will be conducted until the facility at Lyndhurst is completely functional, where they will continue what is expected to be 18 to 24 months of training.
And finally, government has pledged to redouble its efforts for increasing national literacy levels. State Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade Arnaldo Brown is calling on the nation to join the movement.
So let's redouble our efforts to increase the literacy, as this is positively correlated to sustainable development. There needs to be all hands on deck in this global war against illiteracy.
Mr. Brown was speaking on Monday as the country joined the world in observing International Literacy Day. According to 2011 statistics from the World Bank, Jamaica's adult literacy rate stands at 87.4%, higher than the world average of 84.1%. And that's it for JIS News today. I'm Andrea Chisholm. Thank you for watching.